I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made ladies sing the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea bright. The same spark that lights the dark so that you can know your left from your right.
G'day guys, Tiny here from Offtap Brewing. In the last week or so I received an email off Beerlover1983brew. He's a UK brewer and has a YouTube channel and reviews beers and stuff like that. I've seen a couple of his brewing videos and I've seen a couple of his review videos. G'day mate, how are ya? Finally got around to putting something together for you. Got the time this morning, so why not? Now, your question was, what do I think of no chill and reduced boil times in the sort of genre of DMS, and whether the DMS is going to be present. DMF, dimethyl sulfide, buttery popcorn sort of flavour, highly volatile, very easy to detect, very easy to remove. That's one good part about it. There's a couple of little tricks that we can do to remove DMS. Now, the boil time, DMS is it becomes more present in pale malts, 6-row, Pilsner malt, all that sort of stuff. It's very present in those, and it's not so much present in ale malts and things like that. There's a chemical that goes with it, S-methylene, which helps to produce it and move it around in your wort. Now, when we boil, it drives it off in the steam. It drives DMS off, and you can smell it. You can clearly smell it. A nice rapid boil, and with a lager yeast, a lager grain, you can smell the popcorn, the buttery. You know, did one last weekend. Did 150 litres of my Lager Boys lager. Of my Pom's Breath Pilsner, Bohemian Pilsner, and mate, I was standing outside thinking I should be watching a movie because all I can smell is popcorn. It was awesome. But as the boil went on, a lot of it was removed. Now, removed via the steam. Another way to remove DMS is through CO2 scrubbing, and CO2 scrubbing is highly prominent in higher temperature brewing, so brewing for ales at your 18, 20, 22, 25 degrees, right? Your ale brewing drives off a lot more DMS, but it's not so present in ales, so it's really backwards because it's more present in lagers, and we bring the temperature down, which produces less CO2. You know, if you think about their yeasts, the yeasts are backwards as well. Lager yeast would be better eating ale products because it can really chomp on the complex sugars and really break them down, where ale yeasts have a drama doing that. They prefer the non-complex sugars that you produce when you're doing a lager. So that's backwards, but so is the DMS sort of reduction. So I would suggest if you're going to do the no chill, definitely have a go at the no chill, man. It makes brewing that much more simple. You know, if you're going to do a 30-minute boil, or like you're talking 15-minute boil. If you're going to do a 15-minute boil, man, I'd definitely whirlpool for 15 minutes, so more steam comes off, and that reduces your proteins to the bottom anyhow. I'd definitely introduce a whirlpool to that. And see how you're going. If you're doing an ale, I don't see a problem there at all. I've done 30-minute boils on ales and not had a problem with DMS. At the end, if you're doing a lager, at the end of your lager, I think it's called diacetyl rest or something like that. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. And if guys out there know what I'm talking about, please correct me in the comments section below, definitely. Where we ferment our lagers at a low temperature, but then crank it up for a few days. That re-excites the yeast, gets them to go around and finish off all the stuff, take the farty smell out and do all this, and this is done by a lot more CO2 production. So CO2 scrubbing. Now, that is very effective with DMS. So if you want to, not do your lagers at such a low temperature and, produce a lot more CO2, but you can delve into producing a lot of off flavors as well. The other thing is, if you do keg, you can definitely scrub DMS out through CO2 scrubbing through your keg and just purging your keg all the time and pumping it through and putting a black disconnect on it, so you're pumping gas down the pipe and up into the beer, like through the beer. You need a bit of space in there to be able to do this because it does froth up, but that's very effective also. So yes, I would definitely recommend the whirlpool, using not lagers to do such a small boil, a short boil time, and you know, just raise that temperature just a couple of degrees at the end of fermentation for a couple of days, if you can do that. Here in Australia it's really easy. We just turn our fridge off, or we set our fridge to a couple of degrees higher, or just pull it out of the fridge and she gets hot. I mean guys, I'm sitting here, I've got my beer fermenting on the floor at 18 degrees on the tiles, and we're midwinter, it's only 18 degrees. So that's fantastic. I'm not running my fridges out the back, I'm just fermenting on the tiles in the kitchen. But yeah, that does, you know, I'm doing ales, so I don't need to bring the temperature up. Once that's done its job and settles down, it's going to be fine. But beer lover, I hope I answered your question. I hope you did get some information out of this. If you're going to do it, just thinking about a little experiment you could try, which if it's possible for you to do, if you've got the right sort of equipment, you could boil for 5 minutes and pour some off into a little milk bottle or something, just a little container, lock it up, boom, no chill, and then do 10 minutes, you know, just do like 2-3 litres at a time, and then, you know, do your 15 and then go 20 and then 30 and then blah blah blah, and then, you know, that'd be easy enough to have all in the same area, yeast them, you know, it's all the same sort of stuff. In doing that, I would recommend also cube hopping. So just put a few pellets into each to get your bitterness out. Isomerization still does happen. We do something over here called cube hopping. I've got BNC/NCCH videos where we just boom boom boom, just no hops in the beer, in the boil, no hops in there. The hops all go in the cube and then the wort's poured over it. And for about a 23 litre batch, at say 14 alpha acids, say I would go 50 grams and then dry hop with the rest. Dry hop with some rest. So it's just it's a game to play, it's a work it out levels and everything, but if you set up a little experiment, you could try and see, you know, it's just food for thought, guy. As I said, hope I helped you out. If you have any other questions, if you think I've missed something or whatever, please feel free to get back in contact with me. And, you know, guys, as always, remember, beer makes you smarter.
I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made ladies sing the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea bright. The same spark that lights the dark so that you can know your left from your right.